All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to second round playoff edition of Football Focus Weekly. Before we get started on the show tonight, I want to send our thoughts and prayers to Morrisville High School. Just some tragic news that we learned today. Unfortunately, it was a suicide on campus, and we can't imagine the pain and sadness that those students and those teachers and support staff are going through up at Mooresville. So before we get started, I want to send our thoughts and prayers to the Mooresville family, and if there's anything we can do to help, please reach out and let us know. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Impact Speed Training. Some of you guys are out of the playoffs, unfortunately. Impact Speed Training does a great job in helping you get to the next level, whether you're a senior getting ready to go to the next level and play college ball or whatever you want to do, or if you're a young freshman and you want to get on varsity, you played JV last year, Impact Speed Training is the best way to go ahead and get that done. All right, so on the docket for tonight, we're going to review round 1 of the playoffs. We'll preview round 2 of the playoffs. We'll have predictions for 5 games that we think might go either way. I'll talk about the Queen City Senior Bowl. A lot of excitement around that. And then, of course, we'll end with Slime Time, which we kind of avoided last week. But we'll get back into that this week. So sit back, relax, grab your body armor, and get ready to enjoy the show. I'm slamming this week is snow tubing. Snow tubing, number 1, is not made for men of my stature. I can't deal with this Man 21 game, man. It's so terrible.
Y'all act like football stops being played when y'all leave Mecklenburg County. We play football here in Cabarrus County too. And then even though it was raining, I was rolling around in the yard doing freaking grass angels out there.
Hallelujah!
Hey.
Oh my God!
Hey, all I'm gonna say is make sure your wife, your girlfriends, your mistress, look, I'm back.
See, I got my hat on backwards. And it ain't because I'm a G either. It's because I'm angry. I'm going to tell y'all why I'm angry.
So I'm gonna have to start. This is gonna be a large group of people, so I might have to walk around with like a slime gun or a slime cannon, or maybe put the slime in like an old school super soaker.
Joe Hughes, Cowboy Joe. It's a big night if Cowboy Joe's here. My goodness.
Y'all always put me on blast first, man. Who am I slamming? Good question.
All right, once again, welcome to Football Focus Weekly, second round playoff edition. Looks like we got a couple comments already. Oh, chat administrators here. Well, we'll start with the tough one first. Like I said, we send our thoughts and prayers to you guys up at Mooresville. I know it's been a very tough day for everybody. But hopefully tonight we'll be able to, take, your minds off of the tragedy for a couple hours. Well, maybe not a couple hours, but about a little over an hour tonight. And then there is no video of that. Although the funny thing is, the ski resort that I went to for the snow tubing, they had pictures. And the people I was with, their pictures were like the last set before they changed groupings. So there's no pictures or video. Thank the Lord, because that was very embarrassing. So don't ever do it if you're a big man. And it's getting that to cold weather, so don't think about it. Your girlfriend might say it's a good idea, but no, you stand and take pictures. That's your job. And make sure they're safe. All right? Big men code. BMC. All right. Anyway, with me tonight, we've got Big Shelby in the house. Congratulations on your victory, sir.
Appreciate it, man. Hope everybody's doing good. I just want to say prayers for the Mooresville community too. I know yesterday, some people may know if they from Shelby. We had a student that was an innocent bystander that got killed last night.
Oh my
17-year-old
God.
girl. So I was almost gonna get on here and say, like, any parents that's watching, any kids that's watching, man, just know it's a better way to live than to being in the streets at a young age. Like, there's nothing wrong with going to college. There's nothing wrong with working at a plant. There's nothing wrong with just working. Period. I know a lot of people may go through things. I know, like, the kid that committed suicide. People probably thought they can't believe it or things like that. But if you ever need a listening ear, somebody to need to talk to your coaches, talk to your friends, talk to your principals, do all of that, because you never want to have to experience the things that the kids from Mooresville had to experience with them even being in school. I can only imagine how traumatic that's going to be for the rest of their life, man. So, but yeah, thoughts and prayers with everybody. And yeah, just keep God first, man.
Amen. Amen. Well said, Coach. And our prayers and thoughts go out to Shelby as well. That's a tragic situation. As a coach, unfortunately, a lot of us coaches that have been in this for a while, we've lost players at some point in our career that's been close to us, and it's very, very hard. Because you're around your kids every day as a coach, and they become an extended family. And as you said, the kids come and talk to you about things that they don't feel comfortable sometimes talking with the parents about, or teachers, or even counselors. And that relationship is special. So I echo those sentiments, Coach. That's well said. All right, producer Brandon is here.
What's up, Brandon?
What's going on, man? But yeah, I heard what y'all was saying. Tough times, but communities come together and can be even tougher. So they'll get through it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate you being here. I don't think I shared it, but the professor and the queen will not be here tonight. They are getting slimed. I'm telling you that because they're taking PTO in the playoffs. So y'all stick around for that. But I'm just letting you know.
Who
All right.
PTO request?
I always approve them, man.
There you go.
Man.
A good job,
I
man.
believe
approval on PTO. You can't beat that.
I believe in the team. No matter who's here or who's not here, we're gonna find a way to get the job done. No one is above the team, so it's always approved. So there you go. All right, let's get to taking a look at what happened last week in round one action, and I'm gonna use this lovely, colorful bracket the state sends out every week. From our buddy James Alverson, who this time of year he's got to have arthritis in his hands, because I'll tell you, I'm always getting something from Mr. Alverson, but he does a great job, with what he does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on the western side of the bracket, because that's where we kind of focus our attention on. And I'll try to go through this pretty quick because, I thought we did a good job last week on Friday Night Live of kind of going through our thoughts on these games. But first off, we got Huff over Page. No real surprises there. And then South Met coming back to defeat. Oh, good gracious. What did I do? I'm messing up already. This thing's sensitive. South Met coming back to defeat West Forsyth, which we kind of broke down with... God, who was there? Was it Justin and Cherie? I think they were both there.
Yep.
Yeah. So we kind of broke that down last week. That sets up the Huff South Mecklenburg matchup we're going to break down in a few minutes. The big one, Mallard Creek over Butler. Big Shelby, you got any thoughts on that one? That was a big topic on Friday Night Live.
Oh, man, I just think, like I always tell our guys, man, it's all about who's hot during playoffs, man. You can't underestimate anybody. It's a new season. Everybody's playing just to be 1-0. So I mean,
Hmm.
playoffs, man. It's shocking if you look at the seeding, but just off of the count, just like it's football. Anything can happen in football. I feel like Mather Creek, probably the players and coaches, they've been getting a lot of disrespect. So they've been coming out saying, "Hey, we need. If we ain't gonna be like the old Mather Creek, we definitely need to try to win like the old Mather Creek." So I know them playing Butler. Butler probably came in looking past them a little bit, maybe. I don't know. But
Hmm.
I just feel like playoffs, man, and that's a familiar team, and they're familiar with each other, so it's hard to always playing people makes it a little easier game planning wise. But just like I said, man, playoffs, man, it's crazy. Like even with Mather Creek playing Asheville, that'll be a good game because I know Asheville was kind of banged up this season. They lost their quarterback early. I'm not
Hmm.
sure if he's back, but they have like it's just all about who can stay. It's all about who can beat COVID, who can beat injuries, and who can get hot nowadays. So you just never know.
Yes, sir. That's well said. And that's a 25 seed Mallard Creek beating a number 8 Butler. As you said, Big Shelby are taking on Asheville. We'll talk about that matchup in a little bit. And then Glenn squeaking by Providence 7-3. Myers Park over Mooresville 44-26. Any thoughts on those games right there?
So
Nice
that
to
was a
see
good
Myers
defense.
Park offense start, get back clicking.
Yes.
I don't know if
Yes.
they had any defensive scores in there or special teams, but from the looks of it, they won without having, without the defense pretty much having to pitch a shutout. So, I guess they're coming together at the right time. But yeah, nice to see them, put up a high score again, like they were accustomed to doing for a little while.
Yeah, and quarterback Lucas Lenoff had 5 touchdown passes in that game. I think that's going to be a really interesting game we'll talk about shortly. East Forsyth all over Southeast Guilford 49-0, and then Argykill all over Northwest Guilford 62-7. Both teams coming off big playoff wins in the first round, going to face each other at Argykill. That looks like it's going to be a very, very good game. And then on the other side of the bracket, the game that really stands out, the Marvin Ridge Charlotte Catholic game. Catholic was up 19-0, and then Marvin Ridge scored 20 unanswered in the second half to come back and win that game. So incredible, yes, an incredible game and performance for the Mavericks. Big upset in the bracket. 27 seed Cuthbertson going up to Watauga and knocking them off as a 6 seed, 42-31. And then Lake Norman as a 28 seed going up to Greensboro, Northeast Guilford, knocking them off 28-21. So we got the matchup of the 2 low seeds at Lake Norman with Cuthbertson at Lake Norman. We'll talk about that game in a little bit. You guys got any thoughts on those games that we just mentioned?
Like you said earlier, anything can happen. Just know that can't look too deep at that seeding alone, man. Some matchups, things like that matter too. Don't just look at
Hmm.
the who's got the lower number.
Yeah. It's all the thing about playoffs, man. It's all about, like Brandon said, it's all about matchups, man. Even though the seeding may be different, they probably lose the teams that they can't really match up with that do certain things on offense, but then they play a team that they can match up with, they have success. So yeah, it's all about playoffs is really about who can match up with who, man.
Yes, sir. Now at the bottom of this bracket, we got Hickory Ridge all over AC Reynolds and Julius Chambers, 73 in the playoffs is incredible over South Caldwell. Porter Ridge, a little minor upset over Reagan, seed wise, and then Grimsley all over Cox Mill, 44-8. Setting up 2 pretty good games: Hickory Ridge, Julius Chambers, and Porter Ridge and Grimsley. So, you guys got any thoughts on those teams right there?
It's a statement when
Um,
you put up 73 in your opening round. That makes a statement. They're here. They're ready to make their next run.
Absolutely.
yeah. I feel
You
like that
guys,
game with like the Hickory, I think that game, that second matchup between Hickory Ridge and Chambers is gonna be it's gonna be a very highly anticipated matchup. I know obviously Chambers played the lower team with South Caldwell and AC Reynolds, but the Hickory Ridge did.
mhm.
But they both took care of business. They both play, and I feel like they both won in this game again. I feel like Hickory Ridge, they let it slip away in the end, and Chambers is going to be looking in, trying to show people like it's the difference between us and you. So I feel like they're going to try to, if they win, I feel like they're going to try to have a bigger win margin than they had last time. So I feel like that's going to be. I feel like that's going to be a great game. That's going to be a great game in that Porter Ridge and not Porter Ridge, but Marvin Ridge and Wesley going to be the two best games in that 4A bracket.
Absolutely. And we got some comments before we move on to the other brackets real quick. Chris Hagler, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you, man. And also, great words, Big Shelby, in the beginning. Yes, they were. Well articulated right there. All right. Chat administrator, genuinely proud of how we played versus Myers Park. Dug too big of a first half hole to dig out of. Second half played very well. Myers Park quarterback is the real deal, and number 5 at wide receiver is a star. He is the truth. Well, I know number 5 came in from Texas, and when I saw his film, when I got word that he was going to be there, I said, he is the truth. I think I told a couple of people that that was a guy that, you're going to have to look out for. So good job, for Myers Park, getting that offense back going, like you said, producer. Joe Hughes says Asheville quarterback is back, and it has showed of late. Okay. All right, that's good to know. So that's something Mallet Creek's going to have to look out for. I'm sure they've been studying the film very hard on that. Let's see. Miss Moten, let's go Knights. Yep. By the way, tap in. Justin's going to be at that game. So you see him, say hello. He'll be running around trying to look professional. I can say that because he's not coming on tonight. That's why I can say that.
He's giving his best effort.
Joe Hughes, you find out whose conference is real and whose conference is flawed in early rounds. Very well stated. I agree with that. Chris Hagel is supporting his Raging Bulls. Me and the producer are going to be there. We called that from the beginning of the playoffs as soon as we saw the bracket. So came true. We're going to follow through. Hey, and anyone from Hickory Ridge Booster Club, if you can cut a couple hot dogs on standby, that'd be great. Pre-game meal, producer.
Hey, man, I'm not turning nothing down. I'll take some complimentary hot dogs in a heartbeat, man. Maybe it's cold. Maybe a little cup of hot chocolate on the side, too.
Is it going to be cold?
I don't think it's going to be cold Friday. Shoot, we've been practicing in 70-degree weather all week.
Look, that's my department.
I know.
I'll check it out.
Hey, it's North Carolina though, man. It might it might drop to 15 Friday. You just never know.
That is true. It's very true. Northern Guilford has shut down the Lake Norman office on the first 2 series of the game. Then after that, Wildcat Option was having a field day. 10 minutes in the third. That's Lake Norman football.
Wow.
Ball control all night long for sure. Joe Hughes. Adam sounds like he wants to be a fan for one night.
Hey, Joe, I am a fan, man. I'm a fan, man. I like Hickory Ridge. I like Chambers, man. I got guys on both sides, man. So I'm just, I'm not picking the side, just breaking the game down.
Markel Riley. Chambers in the playoffs meaning the away team is top 10 scariest things to see. Now, I will attest to that. When they've gone on these runs, they've been on the road. They like that road life, man. It's something about a team that likes, being. What's that?
I said it ain't nothing like being on that road. I don't know what it is. But I feel like it make it hard not to be up for them games.
I know.
Everybody hating you, everybody booing you.
Yeah. I used to love it. I used to love going on the road and shutting somebody up and turn around and be like, yeah. And some other words I can't repeat.
It's only going to suck when you have to travel 2 hours, though. That's when it sucks.
That's true. That's true. Let's see. Scott is crazy, man. Let's see. All right, hey, producer, here we go. Come on down the Bull before game. We'll feed you. All right, hey, Vance, you just let me know where I need to go. Let me know where I need to go. Producer, I'm getting there early now. Now I'm motivated. Man.
All right, I'll be there.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, Markel, hey, I saw a post, Markel. These guys, we go in these groups, the Facebook page we talk about from time to time, and some of these other things you see online, just like we can go in there, these kids can go in there. And I tell you, I saw something cut from one of those posts. You adults, man, y'all are motivating some of these kids, man. And you got to be smart about what you post sometimes, because,
that bounty on your son.
That's right. You know what, Joe? I put that up there just because you're trying to be funny. That's why I put that up there.
Hey, Joe,
but
that is funny, man.
That is not funny because I eat more than chicken, okay? I'm an equal opportunity connoisseur over here. Steak, hamburger, hot dog, pork chop. I can go on down the list, all right? So keep that in mind. Anyway, let's go on to the 3A bracket because now I'm getting hungry. All right, in 3A, Pisgah, only 9-point win over Southern Guilford. That was a little surprise. And South Point, 10 points over Eastern Guilford. Forrest, yeah, you did. You sure did.
That point, man.
Yeah.
I want to play it.
It's looking like that's going to be a heck of a game. See, Forest View over Irwin, another 25-8 upset. I guess in the new bracket, that's the matchup you got to look out for, the 25-8. And then Parkwood all over Rockingham County, setting up at Forest View Parkwood. Interesting second-round matchup down in Rough Edge. Let's see, we got Hickory and Coach Glass sneaking by Smoky Mountain. And then North Davidson all over West Henderson. And then we got that should be West Rowan. You got to update that NCHSAA. You got West Rowan going against Crest, not North Lincoln there. West Rowan won that game in overtime. So
took it from him.
Yeah, I know, man. What's going on with that? Any West Rowan fans, you guys are still in there, right? Yeah. We got to talk to the NCHSAA. That's we got to do better than that, man.
North Lincoln's gonna show up.
Hey, that's not a far ride for them either. They might just pull on down there, man.
That'd be a heck of a story.
It would. Let's see. Dudley all over North Henderson. Ledford over Central Davidson. We were at West Charlotte Stuart Kramer. West Charlotte was just simply the better team, in all honesty, in that matchup. And then Kings Mountain getting by Franklin. I think, Joe, I read your story. You were saying, or somebody, it might not have been you, Joe, but I read on Gaston Gazette, Kings Mountain was kind of sleepwalking a little bit in that one. I don't think they're going to sleepwalk this week. You coming down to Charlotte, you going to face a West Charlotte team that's really athletic. Josh Mahaffley at quarterback is a dynamic athlete. We'll talk about that game in detail here in a minute. Producer, you have any thoughts on West Charlotte, Stuart Kramer?
Well, I say it's a total team effort with West Charlotte. Mahaffley, like you said, was doing it with his legs, doing it with his arms. Defense was getting stops where they needed. You can say it was a complete game. One side of the ball didn't have to lean on the other, so they were motivated. So looking forward to that. See how that West Charlotte Kings Mountain goes.
All right, a couple comments here that are interesting. Let's see. All right, Joe, they better be ribeyes. And 2 years ago, West Rowan beat Crest at Crest. Oh, okay. Interesting. And then Kings Mountain with a bunch of youngsters out there just competing. So it'll be interesting to see. That's going to be a really good game. That's really going to be a good game. I'm excited to see who's going to come out on top in that one. Concord all over Tuscola and High Brighton sneaking by Freedom. High Brighton Concord second round matchup. Congrats to Concord, by the way. Nice playoff victory. Oh, really? What happened?
They our ODC's at Freedom, and the head coach of Freedom, he did like a quarterback draw or a quarterback dive or something like that, and the quarterback was about to walk in the end zone and tripped over his own feet, and nobody tackled him. He fell at the one.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Football is crazy.
Man.
He was gonna walk
God
in untouched.
Almighty.
He was gonna walk. I think he did QB lead. He was gonna walk in there untouched.
And that was a decided play.
Yep, to win the game. That's how they got 13. Well, it's how they lost by a point. They would have. He went for 2. He scored and went for 2.
Oh, okay. Good gracious.
He went for 2, and the quarterback fell at the 1 yard line.
Oh, I'm hurting for you guys. I'm hurting for you, Freedom. Man, that's tough.
But Freedom has a lot of young guys too, though. So just for them to be able to compete and make it, man, is big in itself.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's see. East Lincoln over Oak Grove, and then Statesville over Inca. Setting up an East Lincoln Statesville matchup in the second round that should have a lot of points. That's for sure. And the last bracket we'll look at briefly is 2A. Big Shelby 55-3 over Owen, and then Polk County 29-14 over Southwestern Randolph. Setting up a Shelby Polk County matchup in round 2.
Close game there. They had you within 52.
All right. Forest Hills getting past Providence Go. 27-26.
They have a good they have a good program. They have a good football team, good players. They are. I think it's all about matchups, man. I just think it's just all about matchups, man. But those guys, that's some great guys. I got to talk to some of the players. One of them number 4, and then the quarterback. They said they was happy to be in playoffs. They said they really baseball players, and they were just happy to be able to compete one last time, like in that senior year. So, but those games, man, we learn more about ourselves than we do, because we learn that we can put certain guys in certain places. We can call on certain people. We can see if we're gonna we can also see a lot of mistakes we made too. So it's not like we just left the game on a plus, but we had a lot of things we had to fix up going into the second game. Because playing Polk County, they are a familiar opponent. So we played them multiple times. So we just got to make sure we clean up all the small stuff.
All right, there you go. So Forest Hills sneaking by Providence Grove on the road, another 25-8 upset. I'm telling you, man, when we do the playoffs next year, I'm picking a bunch of 25-8 upsets. And then
kind of crazy how that panned out, man. Man.
I don't know, man. And then East Gaston putting up 57 over Community School of Davidson, moving on. So yeah, you did.
They're gonna. I'll tell you, man. We're gonna. I feel like us two gonna match up again in that third round. I just because I feel like what they do, a lot of people can't really prepare for it, or it's all about stopping the run. If you can't stop their run, you're gonna have a long night. Even we didn't stop it. To be honest with you, we didn't stop it because the running back still had 200 plus yards. So you can't let everybody else get going. So.
Yeah, and that's Justin Hill, the Queen City Senior Bowl selection. Yeah,
they're a good.
Yeah,
team.
they are
well coached. Good team, well coached. A bunch of seniors too, so they're looking to go out. Go out winning.
Yep, those kind of teams are definitely dangerous this time of year. So Burns and Hendersonville matching up second round. Our buddies at. Yeah, I felt like they've matched up before, right?
We played Hendersonville last year in the spring and lost. I think this is their first time playing. This game, Hendersonville and Burns gonna be a great game, and that Chase and Reedsville game gonna be a good game.
Yes,
it's all about matchups. I feel like those two games gonna be real good games. Anybody can win those games.
Yes, I looked at some stuff on Chase, and man, that running back McCombs, good Lord. That guy could go. And I love what they do on offense. And then on the bottom side, the matchup that sticks out, Monroe and J.M. Robinson. J.M. Robinson traveling to Monroe. Kenneth did tell me he's going to be at that game. So we'll have some updates from a really good second round matchup down in Union County. All right, so now we are officially going to move on and talk about the second round matchups here that a lot of people are waiting for us to discuss. So get that on the screen. We'll jump back to the 4A bracket and we'll get going on that. So first off, we got Huff, number 1 seed, hosting South Mecklenburg, the 16 seed. You start looking at this game, and the first thing that pops out in my mind is Huff, is going to play a lot of, I feel like they're going to play a lot of man one-on-one coverage, or they're going to play, a lot of kind of match concepts against South Mecklenburg's passing game. They're going to lead those DBs on an island. They feel like, they're pretty good, and they are. We took two of them in the Queen City Senior Bowl, Gavin Gibson and Isaiah Brown Murray. I think they're going to commit their resources to stopping the South Meck run game. Jacob Newman and that offensive line, have carried them to the second round. This is going to be a big matchup as far as how well does Huff stop the run, and then can South Meck contain the big playability of the Huff offense when those receivers get out into space and Tad Hudson starts throwing the football down the field a little bit. What do you guys think on that one?
I just guess based on what you said, if I'm South Meck, I'm challenging my receivers all week to win the one-on-one matchups, because people that hone in on the run, man, you have to be able. Somebody has to win. Some receiver has to win.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm South Meck's defense, as much as y'all talk about him, I still ain't been able to see Panos Burlos play yet. But I've been seeing all the interviews and stuff. He's a good kid, man. I like watching them play. I gotta meet him at the Queen City Senior Bowl. I gotta meet him. But if I'm him in that defense, I'm taking on the challenge and say, hey, we feel like we have a good team here. You feel like you got a good team here. Let's see who's gonna win. I feel like it's gonna be a battle of who can stop who, because even South Meck can't be scared. They had to come in feeling like they can win. So I feel like South Meck, they have to win the one-on-one matchups. Huff has to try to stop the run. So
yeah, go ahead, producer.
I think I'm sure you're in that defensive room for South. I'm sure one of the keys has got to be getting pressure on Hudson. Because if you let him sit back there, he's gonna eat you up. And they got to get it. You got to get in his face and disrupt him. To really have a shot. It's like you said, disrupting that offense. But like Big Chubby said, Panos, great player. I'm sure he's gonna be have to be a leader out there. But should be a great matchup. And I think South Meck, they know what a win for that in that game would do for their program. So I'm sure. And the game's gonna mean a lot to both sides, though.
Absolutely. And you talk about South Meck getting a pass rush. Jaden Medlock was our MVP of our camp in the spring. He's a great speed rusher going up against that Huff perimeter tackle on the offensive line is going to be a big key there. But sometimes, I think Huff has a really good quick passing game too. So those linebackers like Panos Burlos, Matthew Reddick are going to have to, really be good if they're pulled out into space by formation against those slot receivers that Huff, likes to deploy in their offense. All right, I guess Big Shelby will be back in a minute. The other matchup here in this little quadrant, we got Mallard Creek, the 25 seed, going on the road to take on Asheville, the number 9 seed. The biggest thing to me in this one is about Mallard Creek coming off a huge win, going up to the mountains to take on Asheville. Now, when you kind of pull an upset like that in the playoffs, the main thing is you got to keep your eye on the prize. Beating Butler was a huge feather in their cap. They feel like they got some respect back. Everything feels, really good. But now you got to go get greedy, because now your path opens up, possibly to, making a run here. And you got an Asheville team that, you probably feel like you match up pretty well against, from an athletic standpoint. From what I know about Asheville, I think Mallard Creek will be bigger than them, on the lines of scrimmage. So what they like to do, I think they have a chance here, but, Asheville is obviously a very good team. You put up 61 points in the playoffs. I don't care who you play. You got some pretty dang on good talent. What do you guys think on this one?
I probably think that'd be a good game too with Asheville. Like Joe said, the quarterback is back now. I know when we play him, the quarterback he's very dynamic. He can run and pass. They have a good receiver. they run a 3-man front, so I want to see how that's going to work going up against Mallet Creek with them being big and physical up front as well.
Hmm.
So it's one of those where Asheville is lucky to have this home game, so Mallet Creek can travel. So you don't know the travel. A lot of that stuff throws things off, having to travel up the mountains and being able to do these different things. So I feel like Asheville has to try to win the time battle, make sure they win the time of possession, and just not make too many mistakes.
Well said, man. Well said. Chat administrator coming in. If Mallet Creek beats Asheville, is that considered an upset in the public eye? I don't think so. Not in the public eye. There's still a public perception, across the state that Mallet Creek is a really, really strong program with a lot of talent. So I don't think that the public would see that as an upset. Joe Hughes, QB is a lefty and quick as a whistle. I still expect the Creek to win, but he's tough to defend. Well said. Well said, sir. All right. Our next matchup, we got Glenn, number 5 seed, hosting number 12 Myers Park. Start looking at this one, seeing how Glenn did against Providence, 7-3. You think back to our CMS best of last rankings. Providence was around that mid tier all year long. Myers Park has been in the top 5, pretty much all season as far as how we rank teams. The thing about this one is, producer, you alluded to it earlier, Myers Park getting that offense going again. That's the scary thing here. Can Glenn, hold that Myers Park passing offense in check here? Providence, mainly a run team. They lean behind Jamar Price, that big offensive line. Myers Park, they have a big offensive line, but they are pass-oriented. They will spread you out, and Lucas will throw the ball all over the place. My inclination is to believe Myers Park, is the favorite here. What do you guys think?
I think so, especially if they get the offense going. And, you can actually look at it as the way, okay, those last few games, they had to lean on their defense. Okay, that's good. That was sort of a growth period for their defense. Now you put it all together. So I'm with you there. That I think Myers Park got to be the favorite going into this.
Yes, sir. Well
and
said.
Lenhoff's clicking at the right time.
Yeah, they went through that little downward, trend there for a little while, but getting it together at the right time, they could be a team that's getting ready to make another run. Remember, in the spring, these guys made it to the state semifinal, so a lot of those guys are back. This year, we talk about teams with a lot of seniors. Myers Park, has a good number of seniors, and they're pulling together. So this could be one of those runs that they're getting ready to go on here.
Yep. With Glenn having a 7-3 win, that means the defense was playing lights out all night. But are they going to be able to do that every Friday night? So this is going to be. It's tough to try to have those defensive efforts every week during the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely, man. For sure. So now we got an East Forsyth RG Kell matchup. East Forsyth traveling down to RG Kell. Of course, we know RG Kell pretty good. Jack Curtis, quarterback, Queen City Senior Bowl selection. He's had a really, really good career as a RG Kell QB. Ethan Pursuti at wide receiver, is probably his best target on the outside to throw to. East Forsyth, obviously well coached. That's the biggest thing that really stands out about these guys. They're not going to be intimidated coming down to RG Kell. If anything, they're probably excited because they seem to play well when they come to Charlotte, with the exception of when they came to Harding a couple of years ago when Harding won the state title. But that's another story.
I like how you slid that in there.
But anyways, I think RG Kell has a really good scheme on defense. I love their safeties, Jason Angulo and the Switzer kid, Joshua Switzer. I love how they, kind of send those guys on safety blitzes and do some different things with them in coverage. The defensive end, Kyler Watson, is a heck of a player, number 9. Well, East Forsyth, man, their execution on offense, they're very efficient. And what they do is just watching some film on them. And they have some big playability with a couple of guys that came to that program. They have that open, transfer rule up there. So it's pretty nice, to come out and get some guys to help you. But anyways, what do you guys think about this one? All right, it's just me.
What are you talking about? It was Audrey Carroll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Audrey Carroll was, I think, like 4 verse 13, I really feel like you can't get in. Like, I'm going to keep saying, you can't get into the seeding anymore. It's about matchups. I feel like Audrey Carroll wants to, I feel like they have a goal to get to a certain round to play a certain team. So I feel like they're out for respect throughout these whole playoffs. So they both coming off big wins. So I feel like that'd be a good game as well. The defense have to stop see who defense can get the most stops. So
Good stuff.
I mean, based on their season, I think AK expects to be here. They expected to be here. Based on the season they had, based on having one of the top quarterbacks in the area, they expected to be here. This is not a shot. I'm not surprised that they're here.
Good comment from chat administrator. Tough draw for AK. We saw Easton in our preseason scrimmage. Physical. Huge offensive line and amazing dual threat quarterback. Yep, that was one of the kids I was talking about. And speed all over the place on defense too. They're a really good team. Out of anyone outside of Charlotte, they're a program that I think has the respect of the 704. So it's gonna be a really, really good football game down there. The thing about it though, Audrey Carroll has seen teams like this. They've seen the dual threat quarterback. They've seen the huge offensive lines. So they won't be intimidated. But that's a really good matchup. All right, let's move on. Our next matchup is a matchup we talked about a couple weeks ago. We got Weddington hosting Marvin Ridge this time. A couple weeks ago, Marvin Ridge defeated Weddington defeated Marvin Ridge at Marvin Ridge. I think it was 23-19 or something along those lines, less than a touchdown margin. And I said this on Friday Night Live, and I'll say it again. It's hard to beat a good team twice. Any team that can come back against Charlotte Catholic in the second half and win, they're a good team. They're probably a little more than that. As a coach, after you get a big emotional win over a rival like Weddington did, that's the team you least want to see again, in the playoffs, especially so soon, because they're going to have that emotional edge. They're going to go back and look at the film, correct those things, and you've got to try to tell your guys to go out there and execute and do what you did well, exactly how you did it 2 weeks ago. That matchup, we've seen this a number of times. We see it in Charlotte. We used to see it in Charlotte a lot when the playoffs were set up a different way. You would have a conference, opponent that you would play, and then a couple weeks later you see them in the first round. And then many times we've seen the person that lost that first matchup comes back and they win the second matchup because, kids are so emotional, and the way to motivate them and, focus them, it's just natural when you a 16, 17-year-old kid and you say, hey, I just beat that guy 2 weeks ago. I don't have to work as hard. We know we can win. And then that guy turns out to be super motivated, and he's worked on, what he did that caused them to lose. And then you come back and say, dang, how did we lose this game? So how does Weddington avoid that? And then what does Marvin Ridge have to kind of correct this time around, when they're playing these guys?
That's the psychological aspect of football. It has nothing to do with what happens on the field. That's the mental aspect of things.
It's all about the preparation, man. It's all about the stuff. You see what happened in the last game. Fix it. Try not to let it happen again. And But I feel like you can't go in worrying about the last game. It's a new game. You got a new chance. You got to make the best of it when those opportunities present itself. You got to make the play.
Well said, well said. That's going to be a heck of a game down at Weddington. Our Michael McCarver's going to be there, and I believe the Queen will be there as well. So Weddington, I know she'll be looking for some kind of green shirt. So please put a medium to the side. Appreciate it. Weddington Warriors, go Warriors.
So we demand food. She demands shirts. I got it.
We're easy to please. A hot dog is, the cost on that is like 50 cents. It's, yeah,
True, man.
Yeah, we're easily manipulated. That's all right. All right. Next matchup is the upset bowl here. We got number 27 Cuthbertson going up to play number 22 Lake Norman. Cuthbertson, with that win over Watauga, I had put Watauga on upset alert when I saw the bracket. All season long, this Cuthbertson team has been so close against really good teams playing in that tough Union County-based conference. And, they got a good matchup. Like you guys keep saying, playoffs is all about matchups. I think they got a good matchup in Watauga. Cuthbertson has some athletes. A.J. Colombo is one that stands out. And they were able to go up there and get a big win for their program and for Coach Kavanaugh, man. On the other side of things, Lake Norman, they lost that tough game to Mooresville to end the season. They got the 28 seed, but then they said it doesn't matter. We're going to go and we're going to get it done. And now, because of that, they have a home game, which I'm sure they probably thought that they were done playing at home, for this season, but that's great for those guys. Cuthbertson's ability to stop the triple option is the big key here, and it's all about discipline. Now, Cuthbertson has some guys, on that defensive line that can make it tough and allow those second-level linebackers to flow and get out on the quarterback and get out on the pitch man, the way they need to. What do you guys think on this?
Like you say, the film room. That's gonna be one in the film room for Cuthbertson. You gotta. That's all about film study when you're defending the options. So their preparation is going to be the key there.
Yeah, for sure, man. Defending that option, you got to do your job, man. If you got dive, tackle the dive. If you got quarterback, tackle the quarterback. If you got pitch, tackle the pitch. You can't take one play off because one play you don't tackle the quarterback, he might run for 60, 70 yards, man. So you have to make sure you do your job. It's assignment football. You have to do it every play, every chance you get. Can't fall asleep at all, no matter what quarter it is. You can score in a hurry in the triple option.
That's right. And then Lake Norman will run some, misdirection stuff too. So, you really have to be, on point with your, assignments that you guys said. Now, on the flip side, Cuthbertson has some athletes. They can throw the ball and they can make some plays down the field. And I saw Lake Norman against Hickory Ridge, and there are some opportunities for Cuthbertson to make some big plays in the game, in the passing game, or even getting their guys into space. I think Lake Norman in the box, does a really good job of tackling. Their key is going to be tackling well in space against those Cuthbertson athletes and keeping the small plays, to the small plays. You can't miss a tackle and let them go for 40-something yards. You can't allow the big play over the top because Lake Norman drives, 80-something yards in 10 minutes like, Kyle was saying earlier. And then Cuthbertson comes around and has a 2-play drive with a big play over the top for a touchdown. Then, they're taking away their own advantage, which is ball control and shortening the game. So, really good matchup, though. Really good matchup. Now, the matchup that everybody probably wants us to talk about. Hickory Ridge, the 7 seed, hosting Julius Chambers, the 10 seed. Of course, this is a rematch from earlier this year. Me and producer, and actually Illustrious, were at that game the first time at Chambers, where Hollywood was able to score with, about 10 seconds left in the game, to give Chambers the win 34-27. It was an instant classic. If you didn't see it, I have highlights on my YouTube that I put up from that game. You want to go and check that out. As a matter of fact, well, we don't have time for that. I was going to play some, but we don't have time. The big key right here, of course, you look at it from a Hickory Ridge standpoint, that big offensive line, if that big offensive line is able to come off the ball like they did in the first game and create some gaps for Randall Fisher and Aaron Carey to run up the middle, that's going to help keep, the balance in their offense for sure. I see that, Kyle. I'll post it. I'll post it on Twitter for everybody to look at their own time. And then on the other side of things for Chambers, obviously getting Hollywood going again is a big key in their game, because once that running game is going for those guys, they got so many threats on the outside. It's not even funny. They're spreading the field now. They're running the ball well. I think Cameron Kennedy's getting into the running game and a couple other guys as well. But when they spread you out with formation, you got to pick your poison. Are you going to cover those guys, on the outside, or are you going to, keep them in the box, or are you going to split the difference and try to do both? The Hickory Ridge defensive coordinator, has a tough job this week, because when they put up 73, you got to look at that film and just sit back and just wonder, good gracious, how are we going to defend this? But at the same time, they got some good guys on that Hickory Ridge defense that can come up and make some big plays for sure. Chris Hagler. Oh, how we will never forget about Mr. Hamilton. We will never forget about him. He had a big touchdown catch right before halftime in that first matchup. And he'll be super motivated for sure. And this Hickory Ridge team in general. All the time, producer, we've done interviews with those guys, and they feel like, they should be talked about as one of the top teams, not only in the metro area, but in the state. And now they've got a chance, it's sitting on a platform on their home field to go out and take the respect that they've been wanting. What do you guys think about this one?
I know whether Hickory Ridge will say it or not, I know after that first game, this game in the playoffs was circled. They were circled at some point in the playoffs. I know they wanted a rematch with Chambers. No matter what round it came in, I know they wanted to see him again. And like you said, kind of like the Ric Flair quote I always say, you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. So it's right there in front of them. Here it is, home game, right there. You got the defending champs coming in, knock them off, and go and make your own run. So it's right there. But like you said, Hickory Ridge, regardless of if they get the accolades, in the public perception, Hickory Ridge is one of the best teams in the area and in the state. Coach Jubert, he does a good job out there, and both teams are going to be up. Neither team is going to have to mentally, get up for this. They're both going to be up. They're both going to be ready. We already know what Chambers, the kind of runs they go on in the playoffs and how they perform when the playoffs hit. So it's almost like they just hit another gear. So they're both going to be ready. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, I feel like it's going to be a great game. Like Brandon said, I feel like Hickory Ridge, they wanted to have this rematch, so it's hard to beat a tough team twice, like we said earlier. I feel like Hickory Ridge, if they're able to get the lead again, like how they did last time, they can't let them drive down the field and score again, man. You have to keep your composure and keep playing and play and celebrate when the game's over. If you get the lead, get a chance to seal it early, so that way you don't got to worry about the team trying to drive down the field on you and score. Then now you have no time left to do any offense. So I feel like it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be like you said, instant classic, a rivalry that may start brewing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I know like he said, I feel like I know Hickory Ridge and their staff and their players, they want the same respect as everybody else, rightfully so. But like he said, if you want to be the man, beat the man. And I know, like my guy Omar said from the Wire, man, if you come at the king, you best not miss. So they get their chance. They get their chance as the king, reign supreme king in Charlotte. Hey, well, I don't know what more you can ask for from as a staff and as the players, man, to be in a game like this. So like the scary part about it, the scary part about it, like you said, Chambers, every time they win and go on their run, they on the road and they have to go through test after test. So I know their guys gonna be ready, their coach staff gonna be ready. It's gonna be a great game. Might even have the alerts on my phone.
Well, you already follow us, so we'll have them. A couple comments here. Markel Riley. So far, Hickory Ridge is 0-2 against Chambers, 0-1 in the playoffs. This will for sure be a good one. 45-21 Chambers. All right. Well, thank you, Markel. Always bringing that good information right there. Jason Bass, number 10 and number 44 have a say in this too. Hey, man, I'll tell you right now, James Pierce, good Lord.
He is.
Oh my Lord, man! Jeez Almighty! I saw him 2 years ago, and they were kind of playing him at receiver and then playing him a little bit, at end. And I said, "Good gracious, that kid is so big." I don't know his name, but he's gonna be something. And I tell you, the former AD, Coach Richardson. I was looking for a couple names for a preseason preview, and he told me, Pep, James Pierce. And he said he's 6'5". I said, I know him. He was 88. He used to be number 88. And he said, yes. I said, he is going to be a beast. And I said, I got it.
That's a heck of an athlete right there. Not many coaches can say they can take one of their starting defensive ends and line them up at receiver with confidence. There's not many players out there that can do that. They can interchange. You hardly ever see players interchange between those two positions. But that just tells you what kind of athlete he is.
Absolutely. And then 44, Zarian Jackson Bass. I've been talking about him for 2 years. The first time I saw him, was at our first ever camp. And he went out there, and we had 1 million people out there, and he won, MVP. And he was that impressive, and, he's been impressing ever since, on that defensive line. So, yeah, that's another great matchup. The Hickory Ridge O-line, the Filthy Five, going up against these, really good Chambers defensive linemen. Man, there's so many players I can talk about in this game. Our Queen City Senior Bowl selections, quarterback Alex Bentley, offensive lineman Isaiah Bullardick for Hickory Ridge. And then on the Chambers side, Cameron Kennedy, who I mentioned. And then Makai Bigelow, we got as athlete. That's another guy on that defensive line, opposite of James Pierce, that can wreak some havoc. And also play some H-back tight end on the other side. So we could talk about the players for this game all night long. I mean, it is going to be a awesome second round playoff football game, and I cannot wait to get out there and see Vance Pender and get our hot dogs at the Bull and then watch some good football, man.
Sounds like a good Friday night to me.
Oh, yes. All right. Joe, I'm not putting that on there.
I'm going to read it.
All right. Well, producer reads that next comment. We'll talk about it.
I'm not mentioning it.
That was wild, man.
Our next matchup is Porter Ridge going on the road to take on Grimsley. Porter Ridge, in the same kind of breath as Lake Norman with their option offense. A little bit different, not the true triple. They mix in some elements from gun. They've added a little bit of pro style in there with Miles Carroll pulling the trigger at the quarterback spot. We did take a couple of guys from Porter Ridge in the Queen City Senior Bowl. The kicker, special teams, a big part of things in the playoffs. Braden McAllister, really talented kid. I think He's got an offer from Charlotte, and he's got a PWO preferred walk-on offer from Clemson. That tells you how talented he is. And then we took Will Hart, the offensive lineman. He is a nasty road grading kind of guy, but he can play in space as well. The Queen actually got a great highlight of him getting out on the screen pass, and he was booking it, man. He was booking it down the field, and it was good stuff. And Kyle, I'm getting there. Trust me. Greensboro Grimsley, known for the big D tackle Travis Shaw, 5-star kid committed to North Carolina. Just a monster in that defensive line. We saw him up close last year when we went to Grimsley when Butler went up there and was playing in the state semis. Good gracious, man. He is a beast. And then on the other side, Grimsley is much more than that. They had the quarterback Alonzo Barrett, very talented young man. And that offense that, I really loved seeing operate. They got, 4 legit threats on the outside, and they get the ball out quick, and they let those guys go to work in space. That's going to be the biggest challenge, I think, for Porter Ridge in this one, from the defensive side of things. Steven Zajkowski, number 5, is going to have a really, really strong game for those guys on that side of the ball. You guys got anything to add on that one?
Like you said, Travis Shaw. you can't. You're not really gonna stop him. You almost got to scheme around him.
Yeah, you do. I mean, he's ridiculous. Vance, thank you for that comment. I'm pet man, but I get what you're trying to say. But it's all right. You ain't gotta have a hot dog. Look, like I said earlier, I am very, very easily influenced by whatever food is available. So appreciate the offer. All right.
Culinary bribery. That's what we'll call that.
Let's see. Joe chiming in. Maybe off topic, speaking of special teams, but has there been a season with more block kicks, punts than this one? I don't know. I feel like I hadn't seen one live. Have we seen one live?
A block punt, maybe one. Did Huff block one against West Charlotte?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, we did see that.
I think that's the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, and we hadn't seen a lot live.
So there must be blocking more down in Gaston and
down in Gaston and Cleveland. There's a lot of block kicks going on. Yeah. And there's special teams right over there, man.
Yeah, emphasize. Find a way to get some points.
Amen to that. All right, let's go to the 3A bracket real quick, and we won't do every matchup in 3A. We'll just choose the ones that look really interesting to our audience, and Pisgah South Point would qualify for that. Mr. Weber, you had some thoughts on this one, I believe.
On Pisgah South Point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. South Point is just that triple option, man. It's hard. You don't really want to play that during the playoffs, man, because it sucks preparing for it. It sucks trying to rep it in practice if you don't run it. It just sucks, man. And then Pisgah, I don't know what the weather's like up there, over there, man, but South Point coming in to run that the triple option wing tee, man. If it's cold, it's gonna be like you better get it done early.
Where is Pisgah?
Pisgah it's in the mountains. We used to play.
Okay.
We used to battle them all the time. Shelby did when that Pisgah was 2A.
Let me see how far Pisgah is from my house.
Pisgah is it's in Canton, North Carolina.
I'm not going.
5 miles southwest of Asheville.
Yeah, it's 2 hours from my house, man.
Not going. Okay, how many hot dogs they got? I'm not nope.
Yeah, well, we're not going to Pisgah this week. That is correct, but that's just good to know. I always like seeing these places that I don't get to.
Right, I've heard of it, but I never knew where they were.
Okay, so now we got some dissension here. So Joe's saying Pisgah is in Canton, and we got Matt Bolanos. Welcome, Matt. Thank you for watching. Pisgah is in Waynesville.
So which one is it?
Joe's right. What y'all talking about? Whatever Joe says. Okay? Don't come on our show and disagree with Cowboy Joe. Map says Pisgah is in Canton, North Carolina.
Canton. Okay. All right.
That's what Apple says.
This is a good question from chat administrator. Is Pisgah playing their home games on campus or neutral site? I don't know. If anyone from Pisgah is watching, please fill in on that. It's a good question. Good question.
I feel like we may need to ramp up our Pisgah viewers, but I don't think we have that many.
Nah. I gotta go.
Stadium too.
Yeah, I saw the pictures before and after. It was sad, man. Oh, wait a minute. Matt Milano's coming with some information here. They are playing at Tuscola, which is in Waynesville. Oh, okay.
Oh, now it all makes sense. Okay.
So they're both right. They're both right. Okay.
Oh, I was saying that Pisgah is in Canton. I wasn't saying that that's what they're playing. I apologize. But Joe's always right.
See, that's the treatment you get when you always cover Shelby. Now I see. I see what I got to do now. I got to start covering you guys at some point. Okay. Our next matchup we're going to take a look at is Forest View and Parkwood. And, this is a really interesting matchup right here. And it's a matchup from two programs that have not been in the playoffs, lately. And I love to see it. I love to see that, man. Forest View coming off the win over Irwin. I know Joe said last week that, Coach Medlin was saying that they feel like they're healthy now, and Forest View has talented seniors, and that's a theme we keep talking about is these seniors coming together on these teams trying to make a run and make, their last year a real special one. They do have two Queen City Senior Bowl players in Camry Reed and Jacob Neely. You look on the other side, Parkwood has a Queen City Senior Bowl player in Cody Hardy, big tight end / defensive end, 6'5" kid. They'll split him out and throw the fade to him. But he can get nasty and block in the run game, and he can also come off the edge. He's just a really, really good football player, committed to Elon also. For Forest View, they're a defensive-centric football team. Parkwood has a real good ability to move the football in the air with Cam Enos at quarterback and then Mobley at receiver. This is going to be a real good football game. Parkwood won their first home playoff game since 1973 last week over Rockingham County. And they got another home playoff game, so that's some big stuff going on down in Rough Edge. You guys got any thoughts on that one?
I think Forest View is I think it's all about what we've been saying, man. They're hot right now. They're rolling, so it's all about who's hot and who can sustain, be injury free, man. So like Forest View is coming, they're coming looking to win. So I feel like it'll be a good game.
Joe chiming in right here. Forest View's defense is going to bring it. Can their offense score enough points? Yep, that's going to be a big key. Obviously Parkwood did a pretty good job in holding down Rockingham County last week, so it should be a pretty good effort right there. Joe also chiming in. Jesse Osborne at DB is a good player to watch. He's a ball hawk with 2 interceptions last week for Forest View. He's going to be a big key because Parkwood does like to throw the football, so big game for Mr. Osborne as well. All right, on down the bracket a little bit. Webb, you want to say anything about Crest West Roran?
Those two are very familiar with each other, man. I feel like if Crest can keep their run game going, man, they're going to be tough to beat. They're going to be tough to beat, man, I'm telling you. And, it's just what they pride themselves on. They want to be here. They knew they can be here, and they're just going to keep relying on who they've been relying on.
Yes, sir. Now, West Charlotte Kings Mountain. Kings Mountain's big key right here. They got to contain Josh Mahatha in the pocket. That is easier said than done. We saw him last week run around, make off schedule throws for big plays downfield. He scrambled for a big touchdown, I think, right before halftime, to kind of widen the margin between them and Stuart Kramer. And then the West Charlotte defense. I mean, they're fast. They hit hard. Man, they caused producer, was it like 3 or 4 fumbles while we were there?
Mhm.
Yeah, at least 3. They are playing with a swag and a good confidence, at West Charlotte. I know, Joe, you said Kings Mountain was a little younger. West Charlotte has a lot of seniors, on that team. And, ever since they defeated West Meck, it seems like they've been kind of on this track to be, one of the top teams in 3A. What do you guys think about this one?
Oh yeah, man. I met got to meet one of the coaches and one of the players from West Charlotte Saturday at the UNC Charlotte game with a couple guys I had down there, man. And I feel like they want Dudley, so I feel like they're gonna try to get this game over with. I feel like they're trying to get ready because they want to be here too. They knew they can be here. They want to be here. They want to be in this position. I feel like Kings Mountain, like Joe said, it's unfortunate that they have a lot of injuries right now because that's the last thing you want to worry about during playoffs, being young and you banged up. So that's pretty tough. So hopefully they can just try to contain West Charlotte and win the time of possession to make it a good game.
All right, good stuff. Our buddy Zayflix, who has the best highlights around. I don't care who else you know. This
Zay,
young man can
what's
get
good,
it done,
Zay?
man.
Zay do Chevy games too, man. The guy Zay Flicks, man. Zay Flicks is a great guy. Zay, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yes, I'm really happy, that for that young man. Very talented behind the camera. And he's right also. West Charlotte QB Josh Mahatha, he is something to watch, for sure. All right, let's see on the bracket here. High Brighton Concord, that game will be done. Let's see, it starts at 7:30, be done about, 8:30?
Hey, all runs, baby. All runs.
Get in and get out.
You ain't lying, man. We could cover that game and go cover the second half somewhere else. All right, let's go down to 2A, see if we got any games that we want to discuss. Oh, Monroe J.M. Robinson, of course.
That'd be a good game.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be that's gonna be a battle of there's a lot, man. There's a lot there. Monroe, we know about their ability to make plays down the football field. Elliott Reed, athlete, will play on both sides of the ball. He's Queen City Senior Bowl selection. He's electric on, and I say both sides of the ball, but even on special teams. I saw a couple of highlights where he was returning punts and kickoffs back for touchdowns. If I'm J.M. Robinson, you don't kick to that young man. He's too good. And then the other side of things, J.M. Robinson, that big defensive line, I think, is a key. Mr. Jackson and Mr. David Hobbs coming off the edge. And then, of course, Blue Monroe playing quarterback and linebacker. I mean, when have we seen someone start and be successful at both quarterback and linebacker? Usually it's just one or the other. But Blue is good at both.
There's toughness.
Yes. I mean, it is crazy.
I
It
feel
is
like
crazy.
he doesn't. I haven't seen them play yet, but I feel like a quarterback that plays linebacker, he's gonna slide too much when they're playing quarterback. I just got that feeling. They try to run over people. I just got that feeling.
Yeah, that's accurate. But Kenneth is going to be at that game. It's going to be an incredible matchup down there at Monroe Stadium. Oh, what a beautiful stadium, too. If you're going down there, you'll have a great experience for sure.
That Maiden West Lincoln game going to be a good game, too. Familiar opponents. They're not too far from each other. It's gonna be a good. I feel like that'd be a good game too.
Yeah. Have they played this year?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I feel like they might have played this year.
They might. They might. I'm willing to bet they have.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of teams up there that's 2A. That's around each other. You got like East Lincoln, West Lincoln, North Lincoln, Mayton, Lincoln. So all those guys, I'm sure all those teams play each other.
Yeah, I know those stands will be packed for that one, I'm sure. And then a couple of these matchups that are really interesting. Forest Hills, East Gaston. Once again, teams that have not been in the playoffs recently or had success in the playoffs recently, getting to play each other. Webb, you mentioned earlier about the East Gaston run game. Stopping Justin Hill and Markel McKinney, that's number 1 and number 2 on Forest Hill's game plan for sure. It feels like you can have some success against East Gaston throwing the football. I know Forest Hills has a really talented offensive lineman in Rowan Starnes. And I think they have 1 or 2 athletes on the outside that can take advantage. So East Gaston was in a shootout last week. This could be a high-scoring game once again. But East Gaston with the home field advantage. And I'm sure there'll be a huge crowd there because I don't think East Gaston has hosted a home playoff game since the Lloyd days before he went to Kings Mountain. Yeah.
There will be a great atmosphere because I think it's only 3 Gaston schools playing: South Point, East Gaston, and Forest U. So I feel like a lot of people are gonna be at the East Gaston game, man. That's big for the coaches and the seniors in that program.
Absolutely. That's the only home game in Gaston County, I believe. Mm-hmm. All right. There'll be a lot of hot dogs sold at that one. So Shelby Polk County. What kind of team is Polk County?
Polk County they run a lot of pistol. They run a lot of pistol spread. They run some power, run some counter. Man, they're a well coached football team. I feel like now you're not playing any scrubs now. Second round, really playoffs in general, man. People are there for a reason. People have win games. Anything can happen in playoffs. You have to make sure you put your best foot forward, man. You have to just keep playing and not worry about what game is next or who's winning what game, who's losing what game, and just worry about what you got going on in your game, man. So I feel like it'll be a good game.
All right, there you go. On the comments side, let's see. Joe chiming in, conference rivals between Maiden and West Lincoln. Maiden won earlier with late touchdown.
That was right. I did hear that game went down to the wire. I think it almost went overtime, I believe.
Yeah, and Bob Duckworth. Thanks for watching, Bob. Maiden and West Lincoln have played earlier this year. Good stuff on that. And Matt Bolanos, kind of echoing what you said earlier, Webb. Hendersonville versus Burns will be a dog fight.
I think when to the Hendersonville and Burns game, Burns matches up with them because Hendersonville's like throwing the ball, and Burns safeties and corners are real good. Burns will have to stop Hendersonville's. They love the blitz. Hendersonville loves the blitz, so Burns will have to be able to pick up all those blitzes. They have a great defensive end that's only a sophomore, man. He wears number 44. Great kid. He works his hands a lot, man. He's very good. So, like I said, man, crazy things happen. Like Joe told me that in the spring, man. Crazy things happen in the mountain. So Burns has to be ready.
All right, good stuff, man. So that's our playoff previews. Now we're gonna get down to it. We're gonna go to predictions. So I'm gonna get this off the screen. So we're gonna throw a game up, and I just want y'all to go ahead and give me a prediction. So Marvin Ridge at Weddington, what you think? Producer, you go first.
Ooh, start with a hard one, man. Unfair.
I'm sorry.
Tough, man. I know Marvin Ridge is deep. I'm gonna go Weddington again. I know it's gonna be hard, but Weddington.
All right, Big Webb.
I'm gonna go Weddington. It's a tough game. I feel like tonight you're gonna have a lot of tough games to make us think. I feel like tonight this was gonna be
they're not
one of those nights, man. It's gonna be one of those nights, man. You have to think.
Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Myers Park at Glen, producer.
Wait, did you pick?
Oh, my bad. Good gracious. I'm picking Marvin Ridge. All right. Myers Park at Glen, producer.
Myers Park.
Big Shelby.
I'll go Myers Park.
Clean sweep for Myers Park. Kings Mountain at West Charlotte, producer.
I'm gonna go West Charlotte.
Big Shelby.
West Charlotte.
Clean sweep for West Charlotte. Forest Hills at East Gaston, producer.
Also tough. I'm gonna get on the train though. East Gaston.
I'm going East Gaston, man. First playoff game in a while, man. I feel like they're gonna pull it out.
Yep, and I'm going to go East Gaston as well. And you know what? I didn't do my job. I'm going to hold off on the last one because I was supposed to talk private schools real quick. So I'm going to get it up on the screen. And we'll throw it up on here. We'll
talking about those 2 and 7s versus 8 and 0s and 8 and 0 on the road.
Yeah, those matchups. Let me get that on the screen.
Man, keep doing what you do. It ain't your fault.
All right, let me get this up here. All right, there we go. All right, so we got Providence Day hosting Charlotte Christian. We'll do it in prediction style. Let's go that way. All right, producer, what you think?
Providence Day and wait a minute. This discussion, or we just picked it. We picking Providence game.
We just gonna pick.
I'll go Providence Day.
All right, Big Shelby.
I go Providence Day.
So, just so you guys know, this was a 1-point overtime matchup earlier this year, and Providence Day pulled it out. I picked Providence Day to win the conference. I'm going to stick with Providence Day to win this playoff game. They earned number 1 seed, home field advantage. It's going to be close, but I like Providence Day to get it done again. All right, then we got Charlotte Latin at Rabun Gap. Producer.
Latin's arrested. Good team. I'm going to go Latin.
Big Shelby.
I like Charlotte Latin. I'll go with Charlotte Latin.
I like Charlotte Latin too, but I got to pick Rabun Gap. I hate to do it. I love Charlotte Latin though. All right, and then down in Division 2, we got number 1 Harold's Christian, number 4 Charlotte Country Day. Producer.
I'm going to go with Harold's Christian.
Okay. Big Shelby.
The 1 and 8 got a 4 seed.
Well, they won 47-0.
I go Harold's Christian. I don't know, man. I just feel like
Well, let me. If I'm,
I don't know how to judge these. I don't know how to judge these. I don't know who are the Charlotte Country Days, but then we lose 8 games. Who do they play? Hopefully, those 8 schools in the playoffs.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We brought this up last week, but are both of Country Days wins against North Raleigh Christian? Did they beat them earlier in the season too? So they just got that number. They literally can't beat anyone but them. You just got that. The team has your number when they can't beat anyone but you.
So Harold's Christian is in Concord?
No, they're down in down past Fayetteville, in the middle of nowhere. In Harold's.
Has a team ever won a championship with a losing record?
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm sure Country Day feels like they can do it when you win your first round 47-0.
Hey, Charlotte Christian is the only team to beat Harold's Christian Academy.
That's crazy.
That is correct. So I'm picking Harold's Christian as well. And then in the final game, we're gonna pick. We got the Cabarrus Warriors going on the road to take on Metro Atlanta Christian. This is a rematch of a couple weeks ago where Metro Atlanta Christian won at Cabarrus. Producer.
I'm gonna go with Cabarrus the rebounding, and like you say, it's hard to be a team toy. So I'm gonna go with the Cabarrus Warriors.
All right, Big Shelby.
I guess I go with Cabarrus too. No, I'm gonna go with Metro Atlanta Christian Academy.
Okay. Tough pick right here, man. Both of these teams got talented guys. They both have really good coaching. They both have really good quarterbacks. But I'm going to stay with my edict. Can't beat a good team twice, or it's hard. I think Cabarrus Warriors are going to have some motivation, and Coach Bolton will have those guys ready to play. So I'm going to pick the Cabarrus Warriors in that one. All right. Who is Marquain Petty? Is that your friend there, Big Shelby?
Yeah, what do you say? Keith Mouth fan, man.
Oh, that's where the hate. Okay, I got it. Okay.
You see what he put? You didn't see his quote, his comment first? His first comment?
I did. So, Mr. Petty, just so you know, the game is at Waddell High School. West Charlotte is doing some construction on their campus. So, make sure you tell your fans, go to Waddell High School. That's where they play their home games. So, just food for thought right there. All right. Now, where are we at? Oh, it's that time.
Yeah, this is the last game, man.
We got one more public school game.
We do?
Yeah, we got one more. We got one more public school game. Don't forget.
Oh no, it was this. We we did the whole bracket. Cool. So
no Hickory Ridge Chambers. None of those.
You want to predict it?
Nah, I'm not.
No, I do not. I'm out of that one.
I got guys on both sides. So I'm not predicting it.
I'm not picking that one. Opt out.
I got guys on both sides.
Oh man. All right. Well, it's that time, guys. It's slime time. And on slime time, because Kenneth is not here and the queen is not here, I'm doing my slime first. I slime both of y'all. It is the playoffs, and we got to have everybody on this train to get on this ride, man. We trying to go all the way, and you can't be jumping off the train and taking PTO in the playoffs, man. Got to do better. All right. Up next on Slime Time is Big Shelby. So, Big Shelby, who you sliming tonight?
Man, I am sliming all the kids, man, that want to pick up guns and shoot at people, man. I know it may not be cool getting beat up or fighting, man, but I'm telling you, man, I'd rather hear about kids getting in a fight versus a kid dying because somebody's shooting guns and innocent people are dying, man. Just put the guns down, man. There's multiple ways to solve something, man. Back in the day, you had an issue with somebody, you fought it out and just left it alone, man. You ain't no need to be shooting up people's mama houses, shooting at people's houses, kids dying, things like this, man. Life's too short for all that, man. If you have a difference, man, just either talk it out like men or just fight and leave it up and get it over with, man. All this stuff has to stop.
That's well said. Well said, man. I agree with you 100% on that, man. Life's too short. And our young people don't value life, man. And it's sad to see. So once again, if you need somebody to talk to, reach out to your coach, reach out to us. We've all been through a lot of tough times, and we're here to listen and try to help you figure things out, man. All right, finally on Slime Time is producer Brandon. So producer Brandon, who you sliming tonight?
Well, I've slimed my NFL team quite a bit this year, so I think I'm actually going to go at my basketball team now and slime the whole Lakers roster. I don't care. LeBron hurt, LeBron not there, whatever. Too much talent on that team to be sitting in a mediocrity. They're 6-5 now, but, I know things take a while to gel or whatever, but, they look real average right now, and they got to get it together if they want to make a championship run. So I'm sliming the Lakers.
Well, yours truly's Charlotte Hornets made your Lakers look real good, and Carmelo Anthony played like he was 26 years old once again, and defeated the Hornets, and leaving them in a now 4-game losing streak. And so screw your Lakers. we got our own problems over here.
I suppose.
All right, so programming note, I did not do Between the Lines yesterday due to Queen City Senior Bowl duties. I will do my best to try and get on and do Between the Lines tomorrow, but I cannot promise that. But we will be back for Friday Night Live for sure. Friday night, probably around 11:45 p.m. to talk about these big games going on this weekend. Oh, excuse me, Friday night. Good gracious, it is the weekend. Either way, we'll be on to talk about them. So hopefully you come join us then. So on behalf of the producer and Big Shelby, good luck, Big Shelby, against Polk County this weekend. I'm no problem, man. I'm the Pep Man, Matt Morris, signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great evening, and get out there Friday night and support your teams. Thanks for we got last minute comment. Final comment from Miss Burlos. Good luck to everyone. Good luck to you guys, and congratulations to Panos for making the Queen City Senior Bowl. And I was supposed to talk about that tonight, and I completely forgot. So we'll talk about it next week. Good night, everybody.